All right, so you just went through a breakup, and right now, your ex probably thinks that they're in control. They think that you're sitting there, pining after them, wondering if you'll ever get them back. But what if I told you that you could completely shift the power dynamic and make them feel major regret for the breakup? What if you could have them obsessed with you and actually make them apologize and beg you for another chance? After 15 years as a breakup coach, I know better than anyone that your ex's emotions, how they feel about the relationship and about you, these are the only real factors when it comes to winning your ex back. If you can control how your ex feels, you will win them back no matter what. And this isn't about being petty or playing games either. It's about reclaiming your confidence and showing your ex exactly what they've lost. Trust me, if you do this right, they'll be the ones losing sleep at night, not you. So let's get into it. All right, so number one thing you need to do is embrace silence and mystery. It's not a coincidence that many people will tell you to go no contact after a breakup. No contact is extremely effective because of what it does to your ex's emotions. In a lot of cases, they'll treat you like you aren't even worth much to them. They'll dump you out of nowhere and walk away from the relationship as if it meant nothing, as if removing you from their life will have no impact. But here's the truth. This is all an act. They're lying to you, to the world, and to themselves. They think that if they act like they don't care, then they're going to be able to move on and feel nothing. But really, they'll soon find that their imagination is no substitute for real experience. They'll see that being alone actually sucks. It's way worse than being with you, despite any issues that the relationship may have had. But this only happens if you can stay away. If you reach out to them all the time, beg them for another chance, they'll be able to wean themselves off you slowly and also get that boost of confidence from knowing that they could have you back whenever they want. And this makes it easy for them to move on and just forget about you. Until they actually experience weeks or maybe even months without hearing from you at all, without you reaching out, without you liking their photos on Instagram, they won't truly understand how much it really hurts to lose you. So there's no way around it. You really have to go no contact. If you've been calling or texting your ex, stop right now. Not next week, not tomorrow. Stop now. And, no, don't call the one last time to say, by the way, I'm going no contact. That's just going to destroy a lot of the benefits of no contact. You really want to just disappear, go dark. From this point onwards, don't reach out really for any reason. This is the point where many people get worried. They say, what if my ex gets mad at me for leaving them like this? And to that, I'd say, well, your ex had no trouble ending the relationship. You're just giving them what they asked for. Space. Enough space to make them see that it's not what they really want. And when your ex does start to miss you, when curiosity takes over, they will reach out to you on their own. Silence and mystery are incredibly powerful and attractive. And needless to say, silence applies to social media too. So, don't post sad songs, breakup memes, relationship quotes. Your ex is going to see right through it. And that's kind of still a form of contact. So instead, just say nothing. No texts, no calls, no watching their Insta stories or liking their posts, really nothing. The second you break this no contact, you give them the power back. And here's the thing. This silence isn't just for your ex. It's also for you. It forces you to stop focusing on them and start focusing on yourself. And when they do finally reach out, they'll be the ones wondering if you'll ever even respond. Now, the mystery part comes in as a result of the silence. So your ex is going to be wondering, hey, where have they been? What are they so busy with that they don't have time for me? Have they moved on? And that's when you need to make use of number 2, which is to control the narrative. So right now, your ex has a certain idea of how you're handling the breakup, and that's affecting how they see you as a person and as a romantic option. So they probably think that you're heartbroken and crushed. Worst case scenario, they see you as pathetic, holding out hope that they'll take you back and basically bending over backwards for any little crumb of attention from them. And that's why you need to flip the script, right? You need to take control of the image that your ex has of you right now. You want them to think, wow, they're handling this so well. They're really mature and confident. Maybe I was wrong about them. Maybe I made a mistake. So how can you make that happen? Well, first, it's about managing your emotions, or at least how these emotions are actually expressed. Basically, you need to stay cool and appear unbothered no matter the situation. So if you run into them somewhere, be friendly but distant. Don't overstay your welcome. Don't cling on to them or try to parlay it into another meeting. Don't be bitter, angry, or rude. Don't break down in tears. Basically, maintain a level head and just be confident. Ask yourself how you'd act if this was somebody that you were totally over, and then act that way. And if they ask about you, either directly to your face or through mutual friends, you need to make sure that what they hear goes with this confident, unbothered image that you're creating. This is the message. You're doing great without them. Things are better than ever. Nothing more, nothing less. And remember, keep it mysterious. Every time they see you struggling, complaining, getting upset, you're feeding into that image that they have of you as the loser of the breakup. A pathetic person who has no other options. So stop feeding this image and it dies. And that's when they start to see you differently. You seem mature, calm, and cool. You've got an inner reserve of power that they had no idea was there. And to really cement that in their mind, you have to move on to number 3, which is to level up. If you want to truly dominate your ex's emotions and stay on their mind 24/7, there's really only one thing that you need to do, and that is become the best version of yourself. I know it's scary, right? But if you were ever going to do this, now is the time. Your life is already changing. You just have to determine your priorities and steer things in the right direction. You have more time and space without your ex in your life, so it's the perfect time to make big moves and redefine your future. And this isn't about faking it or putting on a show. It's about genuinely improving yourself in every way possible. Focus on, your body, your mind, and your goals. The first steps are clear. Hit the gym, upgrade your style, because looking better and being stronger is going to make you feel more confident and more in control. And then from there, you need to improve your mindset. Read some books, maybe learn some new skills, and focus on your passion. And finally, you need to start moving in a clear direction towards bigger and better things. And you can do this by setting goals and then achieving them. And honestly, whether or not your ex knows any of this doesn't really matter, because they're going to feel it the next time they see you. You'll be different in a way that they just can't put their finger on, and it's going to drive them crazy. But you can give it a little push with your social media strategy. Now, you don't want to overdo this and just start posting all the time. That's a weak move, the behavior of somebody who's trying to make their ex notice them. But instead, post less, but do it in a targeted way. No sad solo meals or depressing song lyrics. Keep it positive, keep it upbeat, and showcase your progress in a confident, concrete way. So, don't post a long story about how you're training to run a marathon. Instead, post a picture of you at the finish line. Essentially, show, don't tell. And here's the best part. The more you focus on improving yourself, the less you're going to care about your ex. Because eventually, you won't just be pretending to move on. You'll actually be doing it. You'll still be able to get them back, assuming that's what you want, but they're going to have to prove to you that they're worth it. And you can get that in there with number 4, which is make them feel replaceable. So you want your ex to get the impression that you have a ton of options and they're not even at the top of that list. So your best strategy here is to resist them at every turn. So maybe they reach out to you and try to get your attention. Well, don't just give it to them. So here's what I mean. When your ex starts to get curious, they're going to reach out with something meaningless. They might text you about something random just to see if you'll respond. Something like, hey, what's up? Or did you see that piece of news? That's so crazy. And usually this is a test. They want to see if they still have you on the hook emotionally. So you really need to resist the urge to immediately reply, start begging, or profess your love to them. Because if you do, they'll see that you're just waiting for them to come back. You're safely in their pocket if they want you, and so they're going to immediately lose interest. Another tactic your ex might use is to say something like, I just don't think we were ever good together. We're just too different to make a relationship work. Now, you're going to want to argue with them, to convince them that they're wrong and that you can make them happy. That's the validation they want. They want a fight to show them that you're still hot-headed. They want to see that you're still obsessed with them. So instead, do the unthinkable. Just agree with them. Say something like, yeah, I think you might be right. I'm not ready to get back into a relationship with you. There need to be a lot of changes. This shows them that you're confident and you see the big picture. You value yourself, so you're not going to bend over backwards to change for them. They need to see their role in this as well, instead of putting it all on you. And when you show your ex that you mean it, by actually living your best life without them, by going out and meeting new people, by going on a few dates, they're going to see things differently. And when they see that you're actually moving forward without them, that your life is better than it was when you were together, it forces them to ask themselves, was I really that important? And nothing messes with somebody's emotions more than realizing they weren't as special as they thought. That's when their ego starts to take a hit. Suddenly, they feel the need to prove their worth to you. But if you're struggling to understand how your ex feels and what they actually want, you're certainly not alone. And that's why I made my free quiz that can give you real insight into your ex's emotions. And you can find it at breakupbrad.com/quiz. So, just take 3 or 5 minutes and answer it honestly, and the quiz will tell you what you need to do in order to get your ex back. Again, you can take it for free at breakupbrad.com/quiz. And now moving on to number 5, which is to be patient. And this one is where a lot of people slip up. They're able to follow my advice for a day, a week, but it's going to take longer than that to really start to see results. You need to give your ex the chance to believe that you're not coming back and to really start to miss you. You need to take the time to actually pursue your goals and start making changes. Throughout this process of reconnecting, you need to remember one thing. It's a marathon, not a sprint. So hold back a little and let them come to you. When you start talking to them, don't immediately ask them out. Build up to it over time. After you go on a date, don't act like you're already back together. Give them a chance to create anticipation and start to need your attention and your touch. That is what's really going to put them under your control. All right, so let's recap quickly here. If you truly want to dominate your ex's mind, to really change how they think about you and regret the breakup, to make them want you back in their life, you need to stick to this plan. Embrace silence, control the narrative, level up, and make them feel replaceable. And throughout the process, you need to be patient if you really want to see results. I hope you'll take my advice and stick it out because I know that it's going to be worth it for you in the end. Thanks for watching the video. Thank you for liking it, leaving a comment, and subscribing. It really helps me out and helps keep the lights on here over at Brad HQ. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.